London on a beautiful sunny summer's day. We are continuing reading Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, and we are in Madhya-līlā chapter 13, which is the Lord's dancing at Ratha-yātrā. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Mishnapad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Mishnapad Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. And Srila KRISHNA's Kavirāja Gosvāmī Ki Jai. So Jagannath is being brought to his chariot, and he's being carried from cushion to cushion, and the king of Orissa is now personally sweeping the road in front of the chariot with a golden handled broom. And we just heard that upon seeing the king engage in such menial service, Mahaprabhu became very happy. Simply by rendering this service, the king received the mercy of the Lord. Okay, so text 19. Ratera sajani deki loke chamatkara navahema maya rata sumira akara. Everyone was astonished to see the decorations on the Rath car. The car appeared to be newly made of gold, and it was as high as Mount Sumeru. Okay. Oh, and there's a very nice purport. In the year 1973, there was a gorgeous Ratha-yātrā festival in London, England, and the car was brought to Trafalgar Square. The London daily newspaper, The Guardian, published a front-page photo caption: ISKCON Ratha-yātrā is rival to the Nelson Column in Trafalgar Square. The Nelson Column is a very impressive statue of Lord Nelson and can be seen from a good distance. Just as the residents of Puri compared the Ratha-yātrā car to Mount Sumeru, the residents of London considered the car rival to the Nelson Monument.
What year is that?
1973. Okay, then text 20 continuing. Shata shata suchama dapane ujvala upare pataka shobe chandoya nimala. The decorations included bright mirrors and hundreds of chamaras, white whisks made of yak tails. On top of the car were a neat and clean canopy and very beautiful flag. Gaghara kinkini baje gantara kvanita nanachitta patavashtre rata vibhushita. The car was also decorated with silken cloth and various pictures. Many brass bells, gongs, and ankle bells rang. Lilaya chodila ishvara ratira upara aradui rati chari subhadra haladhara. For the pastimes of the Ratha-yātrā ceremony, Lord Jagannath got aboard one car, and his sister Subhadra and elder brother Balaram got aboard two other cars. Panchadasha Dina Ishvara Mahalakshmi Laya Tara Sange Krida Haila Kaila Nibrite Vashya. For 15 days the Lord had remained in a secluded place with the Supreme Goddess of Fortune and had performed his pastimes with her. And Swāmī Prabhupada says, the 15-day period of Anuvasara is also called Nibrita, in honor of the solitary place where the Supreme Goddess of Fortune lives. After living there a fortnight, Lord Jagannath took permission from the Goddess of Fortune to leave. Then continuing, Tahara samati laya bhakti sukadite, rate chari bahira haila vihara karite. Having taken permission from the goddess of fortune, the Lord came out to ride on the Rath car and perform his pastimes for the pleasure of the devotees. Sukshma shveta balupate pulinera sama duidike tota saba dina vrindavana. The fine white sand spread all over the path resembled the bank of the Jamuna, and the small gardens on both sides looked just like those in Vrindavan. Ratha-yātrā Jagannatha koila kamana, dui pashve deki chale anandita mana. As Lord Jagannath rode in his car and saw the beauty on both sides, his mind was filled with pleasure. Gora sabarata tare karya ananda, kshane shikra chale rata kshane chale manda. The pullers of the car were known as Goras, and they pulled with great pleasure. However, the car sometimes went very fast and sometimes very slow. Kshane stira haya rahe, tanilena nachale, ishra ichaya chale nachale karubale. Sometimes the car would stand still and not move, even though it was pulled very rigorously. The chariot therefore moved by the will of the Lord, not by the strength of any ordinary person. Tabe Mahaprabhu Sabha Lara Bhaktagana, Svahaste Paila Sabe Malya Chandana. As the car stood still, Mahaprabhu gathered all his devotees, and with his own hand decorated them with flower garlands and sandalwood pulp. Paramananda Puri Ara Bharati Brahmananda, Shihaste Chandana Paya Bandila Ananda. Paramapuri and Brahmananda Bharati were both personally given garlands and sandalwood pulp from the very hands of Mahaprabhu. This increased their transcendental pleasure. Advaita Chaya Ara Prabhu Nityananda Shihasta Spashe Duhara Haila Ananda. Similarly, when Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu felt the touch of the transcendental hand of Mahaprabhu, they were both very pleased. Caitanya-caritāmṛta malya chandana sarupa shrivasa dahan mukhya duijana. The Lord also gave garlands and sandalwood pulp to the performers of Sankirtan. The chief two performers were Swarup Damodar and Srivas Thakur. Chari Sampradaya Haila Chabisha Gayana Dui Dui Madangika Haila Astadhyana. There were altogether 4 parties of Kirtan performers, comprising 24 chanters. In each party there were also 2 mridanga players, making an additional 8 persons. Tabe Mahaprabhu Mane Vichara Kariya Chari Sampradaya Dila Gayana Bantiya. When the 4 parties were formed, Mahaprabhu, after some consideration, divided the chanters. Nityananda Advaita Haridasa Vakreshvare Charijani Anyadila Nitya Karibare. Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur and Vakeshwara Pandit to dance in each of the 4 respective parties. Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, Vakeshwara Pandit. We were trying to remember this recently, who was in the different parties. Pratama Sampradaya Kaila Swarupa Padana Ara Panchajana Dila Tana Paligana. Swarup Damodar was chosen as the leader of the first party and was given 5 assistants to respond to his chanting. Damodara Narayan Datta Govinda Raghava Pandit Ara Shri Govindananda. The 5 who responded to the singing of Swarup Damodar were Damodar Pandit, Narayan, Govindadatta, Raghava Pandit, and Sri Govindananda. Advaitara Nitya Karibari Madhya-līlā, Srivasa Pradhana Ara Sampradaya Keli. Advaita-acharya was ordered to dance in the first group. The Lord then formed another group with Srivas Thakur as the chief man. Gangadasa Haridasa Sriman Shubhananda Sri Rama Pandit Tahan Nache Nityananda. The 5 singers who responded to the singing of Srivas Thakur were Gangadas, Haridas, Sriman, Subhananda, and Sri Rama Pandit. Sri Nityananda Prabhu was appointed as a dancer. Vasudeva Gopinath Murari Jahangaya Mukunda Pradhana Kaila Ara Sampradaya. Another group was formed consisting of Vasudev, Gopinath, and Murari. All these were responsive singers, and Mukunda was the chief singer. Sri Kanta Vallabhasena Araduijana Haridasa Thakur Tahan Kṛṣṇadāsa. Another 2 persons, Srikanta and Vallabhasen, joined as responsive singers. In this group, Haridas Thakur, the senior, was the dancer. Govinda Ghosh Pradhana Kaila Ara Sampradaya Haridas Vishnudasa Raghavadhyahangaya. The Lord formed another group, appointing Govinda Ghosh as leader. In this group, the younger Haridas, Vishnudas, and Raghava were the responding singers. Madhava Vasudeva Ghosh Duri Sahodara Nitya Karena Tahan Pandita Prakeshwara. 2 brothers named Madhava Ghosh and Vasudev Ghosh also joined this group as responsive singers. Vakeshwara Pandit was the dancer. Kulina Gramera Eka Caitanya Samaja Tahan Nitya Karena Ramananda Satyaraja. There was a Sankirtan party from the village known as Kulinagram, and Ramananda and Satyaraj were appointed the dancers in this group. Shantipurera Acharyera Ekar Sampradaya Achutananda Nache Tata Arasabhagaya. There was another party that came from Shantipur and was formed by Advaita-acharya. Achutananda was the dancer, and the rest of the men were singers. Kandira Sampradaya Kare Anyatra Kirtana Narahari Nachetahan Sri Raghunandana. Another party was formed by the people of Kanda. These people were singing in a different place. In that group, Narahari Prabhu and Raghunandana were dancing. Jagannatira Age Chari Sampradaya Gaya Dui Pache Ekka Sampradaya. 4 parties chanted and danced in front of Lord Jagannath, and on both sides were 2 other parties. Another was at the rear. Satta Sampradaya Bhaje Choda Mandala Yaradvani Shuni Vaishnava Haila Pagala. There were altogether 7 parties of Sankirtan, and in each party 2 men were beating drums. Thus, 14 drums were being played at once. The sound was tumultuous, and all the devotees became mad. Vaishnavera Mega Gataya Haila Badala Kirtanande Sabhavashe Netra Jala. All the Vaishnavas came together like an assembly of clouds. As the devotees chanted the holy names, tears fell in great ecstasy like rainfall from their eyes. Where is the... So then there's text 50, but no translation of the of text 50. And unfortunately I can't read the Bengali script. But the translation of the verse is, when the Sankirtan resounded, it filled the three worlds. Indeed, no one could hear mundane sounds or musical instruments other than the Sankirtan. Satatani bule Prabhu Hari Hari Bale, Jaya Jagannatha Bolena Hasta Yugatuli. Mahaprabhu wandered through all 7 groups, chanting the holy name, Hari Hari. Raising his arms, he shouted, all glories to Lord Jagannath. Ada Eka Shakti Prabhu Korila Prakasha, Eka Kale Shatatari Korila Vilasa. Mahaprabhu then exhibited another mystic power by performing pastimes simultaneously in all 7 groups. Sabe kahe Prabhu Achina Mora Sampradaya, Anyatari Nahi Janas Amare Dayaya. Everyone said, Mahaprabhu is present in my group. Indeed, he does not go anywhere else. He is bestowing his mercy upon us. Keha Lakite Nare Prabhura Achinta Shakti Antaranga Bhakta Jane Jana Shura Bhakti. Actually, no one could see the inconceivable potency of the Lord. Only the most confidential devotees, those in pure, unalloyed devotional service, could understand. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, well, just a few more. Kirtana Dekya Jagannatha Harasita, Sankirtana Deki Ratha Stagita. Lord Jagannath was very pleased by the Sankirtan, and he brought his car to a standstill just to see the performance. Prataparujara Haila Parama Vishmaya Dekite Vishvasaraja Haila Premamaya. King Prataparuja also was astonished to see the Sankirtan. He became inactive and was converted to ecstatic love of Krishna. Kashi Mishra Kahe Raja Prabhura Mahima, Kashi Mishra Kahe Tomara Bhagira Nahi Singha. When the king informed Kashi Mishra of the glories of the Lord, Kashi Mishra replied, O king, your fortune has no limit. Sarvabhauma Sangiraja Kare Taratari, Ala Keha Nahi Jani Caitanya-caritāmṛta. The king and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya were both aware of the Lord's activities. The king and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya were both aware of the Lord's activities, but no one else could see the tricks of Mahaprabhu. Yaritana kripa se janibara pare, kripa vina brahmadika janibare nare. Only a person who has received the mercy of the Lord can understand. Without the Lord's mercy, even the demigods headed by Lord Brahma cannot understand. Okay, 2 more. Raja tucha sevadeki prabhura tushtamana, seita prasade paila rahasya darshana. Mahaprabhu was very satisfied to see the king accept the menial task of sweeping the street. And for this humility, the king received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could therefore observe the mystery of Mahaprabhu's activities. Wow. Shakshatena deya deka parokshe tadaya ke bujite pari Chaitanya Chandra Maya. Although the king, because we've been hearing that he was desperately wanting to meet with Mahaprabhu and he was refusing, but then Mahaprabhu gave his mercy to his son, and now this has transpired. Although the king was refused an interview, he was indirectly bestowed causeless mercy. Who can understand the internal potency of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Oh yeah, so because he also embraced his son, and he got the full mercy of the Lord. Amazing. Well, I think maybe we just pause here. Yeah. So, yeah. Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. Srila Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki jai. Okay, and now continuing reading from Shri Guru and His Grace, by His Divine Grace, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakak Śrīdhar Gosvāmī Maharaj. And this chapter is called Descent of the Revealed Truth. Oh, we were just hearing about that we want to be able to detect Guru everywhere. We want to be able to see that current of the Lord. And he was saying, we are slaves of the truth. We are beggars for the pure current of the truth that is constantly flowing, the fresh current. We are not charmed by any formality. I will bow down my head wherever I find the river of nectar coming down to me. When one is conscious that the absolute truth is descending to him from the highest domain, he will think, I must surrender myself here. And then, so yeah, he was talking about detecting that current, and he gave the example of Vasudev Ghosh. Is it Vasudev Ghosh? Mr. Ghosh? Or Rabindra Ghosh. That he was an influential political personality at the time, and he'd absconded. And the court were trying to find him and prosecute him, and then the lawyer found him through his writings. Okay. So now, one Krishna in many gurus. Oh, so previously, those whose divine vision is awakened are always seeing signs of divinity everywhere. We must have the vision to recognize the presence of our Guru's temperament, our Guru's mood, his nature. Mahaprabhu says, Madhavendra Purira Sambandhana Dari Jani. When Mahaprabhu met the Sanudiya Brahmin, upon seeing his movements, he at once detected that this Brahmin must have some connection with Madhavendra Puri. He said, without his connection, without Madhavendra Puri's connection, I could never find such symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. It must come from Madhavendra Puri. So we must know Krishna consciousness in truth. It is said, Acharya Mam Vijaniyam. The spiritual master is not to be differentiated. One thing is coming down from the Supreme Lord. So the oneness of continuity is not to be ignored. Guru can be here. Guru can be in another body also. The same teacher may come in a different body to inspire us. He may come to give us new hope and higher education. The substance should always be given a higher value than the form. First, understand the degree of purity in Krishna consciousness. The followers of form are only imitationists. They want only to exploit Mahaprabhu and not to serve him. They are our worst enemies. They are traitors. They have taken the garb of Mahaprabhu's Sampradaya, and they are saying something bogus. This is cheap marketing. They are extensively selling adulterated things very cheaply. They have no inner necessity to attain the purest thing. Pujala ragapata goravabhange. Although he was such an exalted Vaishnava, our Guru Maharaj, Saraswati Thakur, never presented himself as a great devotee. He always used to say, I am a servant of the Vaishnavas. That was his claim. And he would say, the higher devotees are my guru. They are so exalted. First come and practice all these things, and then you can hope to reach the goal. It is not so easy or so cheap. Out of many liberated persons, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is extremely rare. Koti mukta majje dulabha eka Krishna bhakta. Krishna consciousness is an internal thing, and those who cannot see the internal truth will make much of the external cover. We do not support that. Rather, we are interested in the real spirit. All the opposing elements who are interested in externals cannot touch us. Dogs may bark, but the barking of a dog has no importance. Because they make so much of the outer thing, they have no real purification of heart to accept the pure thing, to discriminate what is purity or what is love of Godhead, prema, after which even Brahma and Mahadev aspire. Wow. So a little heavy there, but he's making the point that we're not to be so heavily focused on the external form. You know, that's actually what's those that actually have no real inner substance, they're making a show of this external form, but it's actually something internal, and we want to detect that in the environment, and we want to adjust ourselves according to that. Do we start just a little?
Is that a new section?
Yeah, it's a new section. Maybe we stop. Any comments? Okay. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Shri Guru and His grace ki jai. Navakishore, do you want to sing? Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana Shri Caitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra
Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. Echai Goshani Kori Charana Vandana. Yai Hoite Vinanash Abhishta Purana. Echai Goshani Yara Muitara Dasa. Tasabara Padare Mumura Panchagrasha. Tadera Charana Shebi Bhakta Sanivasa. Janame Morai Abhilasa. Echai Goshaniya Vibraji Koilavasa. Radha Krishna Nitya-līlā Kurila Prakasha. Anande Bolo Hari Vraja Vrindavana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Chayamana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyasha. Hari Nama Sankirtana Kohera Mutana Dasi. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Devananda.
Jai, all glory to Shri Guru Gauranga, Vara Kavirāja Ki Jai. All glory to Shri Guru Gauranga, Gandhara Govinda Sundar Ki Jai. All glory to Om Krishna Paramansa Kavirāja Katara Vari Asatara Sata Shri SCSMath Sundar Govinda Devi Gosvāmī Ki Jai. All glory to Om Krishna Paramansa Kavirāja Katara Vari Asatara Sata Shri SCSMath Bhakti Śrīdhar Gosvāmī Ki Jai. All glory to Om Krishna Kadambanana Kavirāja Vari Asatara Sata Shri SCSMath Śrīdhar Sarasvati Thakur Ki Jai. All glory to the Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glory to Namachai Shri Haridasa Thakur Ki Jai. All glory to Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swāmī Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glory to Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Baladevi Jabhushana Ki Jai. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Narottam Shamananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Ki Jai. All glory to Sri Rupa Sanatana Pratavakana Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasi Vakanasa Gosvāmī Vrindavan Ki Jai. Sapashadu Snitananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Manma Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Swāmī Kṛṣṇadāsa Devi Kavirāja ki jai, Śrīdhar Devi ki jai, Śrīdhar Bhakti Devi ki jai, Bhakti Maharaj ki jai, Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Ratha-yātrā Bhagavatam Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. All glory to Tosi Mahavani ki jai, all glory to Tosi Karikma ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Devi Devoshana ki jai, Ananta Krishna Vaishnava Vaishnava ki jai. Shri SCSMath ki jai, SCSMath ki jai, Ratha-yātrā SCSMath ki jai, Shri Dharma ki jai, Shri Bhakti ki jai, Vrindavan Kṛṣṇadāsa ki jai, Dasi ki jai, Shri Kavirāja ki jai, Shri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Madhya-līlā ki jai, Samaveta Bhakti ki jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All glory to all the assembled devotees ki jai. All glory to devotees all over the world ki jai. All glory to devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else. And all glory to devotees all over the world. Jai Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanand.